There we are. We are live. That's good. Let's make sure, let's double check those settings. Make sure everything's okay. Yeah, everything looks good. Oh, nice. Okay, we'll stop that. There we are. Nice. Hey folks, here I am. Hey folks, we're down here at Cooper's Park right now, just sitting under the veranda, looking out over the water. Just give me one more minute. I'm just gonna check the settings one more time because it was a little bit sketchy. Yeah, we're right and live and there's one person watching. Okay, we're good. We're looking over Falls Creek right now. Just gonna move this setting. Don't need that anymore. Okay. So we're here at Falls Creek, down in Cooper's Park. And you can see we're also by the Quayside Marina, down in Yaletown. And our plan for our walk today is to head on up to Granville Street, walk down Granville Street, and then do a loop back to Yaletown. So that's what we're going to plan to do. So that's what we're going to plan to do. Sweet. So let's head on over. So as you can see, this is Cooper's Park right here. And there's plenty of people out in the park today, just chilling out and relaxing. And we'll head in this direction. We are currently walking along the seawall path here. That would be the office for the Quayside Marina right there. And we are exiting Cooper's Park right here, which is marked by these giant posts. So we'll stroll along here. Oops, I'm in the biking section. Let's get in the walking section. Here's the walking section. And down here by the seawall, it is a nice day. It's probably around 20 degrees outside. So thoroughly enjoying it. Just want to check a few more settings before we go any further, folks. So just give me a minute here. Make sure everything's copacetic. There we are. Well, nice to see you, Dutch Kevin, in the neighborhood. It is appreciated. Okay, we'll keep going here. Just gonna turn the chat on. I had the chat off, so I knew something was not quite right. Yeah. Well, Dutch Kevin, yeah. Over there in the Netherlands, it is a late night, so thanks for coming along. Yeah, the quality of the stream is pretty awesome right now. I would agree with you. I can see it there, but I'll be keeping an eye on those KBPSs. we're at the stream. If you, oh, it's 1 a.m. over there, eh? Yeah, that's pretty late. Well, thanks for coming along anyways. Yeah, you seem to be a night bird, so that's perfectly fine. It's cool. Bay's a night bird too, so makes waking him up in the morning a little difficult. Oh, the notification worked well. That's Kevin's just saying it worked well. Well, good to hear, because it doesn't always work super awesome, so it's good to hear that we got something this time around. Let's head on up here. This direction here is Aquarius Mews. And this street, I can't remember what it's called, but it connects over to Davie Street. So we're gonna walk over to Davie Street. The temperature is around 20 degrees right now. So it's pretty nice outside. And as you can see, it's nice and sunny. Just passing the wine bar. Excuse me. And over here we got another restaurant. Can't quite think of the name of it, but you can see there's plenty of people inside it for this type of day. Yeah, it is an Indigenous celebration today. It's been an Indigenous celebration the whole month. My work's been working on that, helping celebrate, so it's been cool. Over there is the Reckless Bike Shop. If you wanted to rent a bike, you could rent a bike over there. It's been a pretty good day. Just passing a local Starbucks here. Hey, thanks. You can find yourself on Jerome Forsyth. The Reckless Bike Shop sounds reckless, eh? Yeah. You're right, Dutch Kevin. It does sound reckless. Well, you don't have to rent something over there. You can rent something where you want to. There's plenty of places here in Vancouver to rent bikes. We're just walking past the urban fair here. In a pinch, you can get a nice little sandwich in here and some hot ingredients and stuff like that. But it is one of the pricier grocery stores. So like a sandwich that I would pay for probably $6 even now at a different grocery store cost me $10 over there today. It was good. Didn't have a lot of flavor to it, but it was good. It filled me up, so can't say I didn't get my money's worth. But I just know there's better for cheaper with more flavor. But hey, you get what you get, and they know they're the only grocery store in the neighborhood right there, so. Just gonna cross Pacific Boulevard here, and we're walking along Davie Street. Well, greetings from Canada, from British Columbia, Canada. For the individual from Trinidad and Tobago, nice to see you. It's good to see a bunch of folks in the stream today. So we're walking along Davie Street here. And we're just passing Yaletown. We'll swing back into Yaletown in a little bit, so you're not going to miss it. It'll probably be a little busier when we swing back. There's a local Starbucks there. Thanks for the thumbs up, Dutch Kevin. Oh, that guy had an issue. Like, you can't get in my way. Sure. Sure. Some people just want attention. So across Hamilton Street here. This would be the Hamilton section of Yaletown. And there's the Cactus Club, and you can see some people heading already in there. It is happy hour right now. So there's a lot of sweet deals, Dutch Kevin, around here right now. A lot of sweet deals. What a good idea to point it out.
Yeah.
Oh, keep walking here. If you folks have any questions for me as we're walking along through the stream, feel free to put your questions into the text section there, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. If they're too personal, I'll just let you know they're too personal. Okay. Here is the intersection of Homer and Davy. Does Kevin says Pharrell Williams mood right now. I love Pharrell Williams. He was great. Some of my favorite songs are when he was collaborating with Justin Timberlake back in the day. Just some really good songs. And all the other songs he's come out with are pretty good too, so. So Dutch Kevin's asking, is the Blue Horizon Hotel somewhere in that area? Yeah, it's pretty close, but it's all the way over at Robson Street. And it would be over by Robson Street and Beatty. So around there. And that's closer to the arena. We're about 10 minutes from the arena right now if we wanted to head on over there. But that's going to be low people traffic for a little bit, so I'm going to go where there's a little heavier people traffic. But I've heard good things about it, so like if you're looking at the Blue Horizon Hotel for a place to stay for a couple of days, you know, and tell you I've heard a few good things and I haven't heard anything bad, so that's it. And it's right by the stadium, so it probably is pretty good based on what those people are saying. Oh, you did book a stay there. Well, I have friends that recommend that they send family there, so that's cool. Yeah, you'll be right by the stadium and right at Robson Street there too, so. Oh, they got the fountain on full blast today. That should be Emery Barnes Park. And we'll continue walking here in Vancouver. Howdy, howdy. A few other people will come onto the stream. Just to let you know, we're walking here on Davie Street. We just crossed Richards. And we'll be approaching Seymour soon. Oh, just one night so you can experience downtown Vancouver at night. Well, that sounds like a great idea. There's a whole bunch of clubs in the area too, so you shouldn't be disappointed. Just if you're really late at night, just be cautious. That's all you gotta do. Just be cautious. Just like any other big city, there's always issues. But it's a pretty good time here. Of course, I'd be heading over to Davie Street. and then back to a few other clubs over in Robson. Check out the whole scene down here at night. I'll keep walking here along Davie. Just said we're gonna loop around Granville here. And then loop on back over to Yaletown in a bit. So we just came off of Davie Street and we're on Granville Street here. And we'll stroll down Granville. Dutch Kevin saying maybe you could do some recordings at night. Yeah, I could do some recordings at night. You're right about that. Here's a 50 waterfront station. Really, for night recording, I've been waiting for weather like we have today. So I might consider that in a little bit. Good idea. Fasto MM Jr., nice to see you. What time was this filmed? Well, we started probably about 10 or 15 minutes ago. Almost at 4. So that's when we started filming. And we'll film for a little bit. Don't want to give a definitive time, just in case I'm a little longer or shorter. Dutch Kevin says hi to you too, Fasto. So it's green, so we can cross. But I probably technically should have waited because the hand was flashing. But everyone makes mistakes, including me, so no one's perfect. Fasto Allen Jr., you thought it was already recorded. Well, no, it's live. You're on a live stream right now. If you want to donate money, just click that $ in the panel there, and you can donate money. And that's for anyone who wants to support the channel. And if you don't want to support the channel, that's okay too. But remember to share, like, and subscribe. Subscribing costs nothing. And you'll get to see my videos pop up on your screen. And be notified when live streams are happening. Don't worry, Fasto. You're not the first person to come on to a live stream thinking it was already recorded. It happens, especially when we got like premieres that are available on YouTube too. And some people will confuse the premieres with live streams as well. So I haven't premiered anything yet, but a lot of other walktubers have, so I totally understand where you're coming from. It would be a mistake I'd make too. €6 from Dutch Kevin. Oh, cool. And the emoji's a Shiba dog clapping his hands. Can't wait to get home and see what that super chat emoji looks like. Over here, when I'm doing the live streams, I just see when you do send a super chat and you get to select something, because Google will give you a sticker so that you can select something. And that's just a little bit of fun. I get a description of it. But Dutch Kevin, thank you for the £6. It's a or not £6, €6. It's actually even better. I like euros over pounds. Yeah, well, 8.64 Canadian always helps. It's a couple coffees to keep me going when I'm editing videos. But I'll probably just put it towards the equipment fund, to be honest with you. So thank you very much for that. I'll continue here on Granville Street. You can see some of the street art that's just started to pop up down here. And the street artists here in Vancouver are just amazing. Really impressed by it. You will see good street art in other major cities, including Toronto and stuff like that. And I think that's cool. Just give me a sec here, folks. Just trying to give someone a little privacy. Okay, we'll keep going. Just passing under the awning for the Vogue Theatre. Let's take a look at those upcoming shows. Is there a washroom around this area? Michael Yen, that's a great question. You can see the shows that are here right now. There's a few sold out ones. That's good. There is a washroom around here. I'd say like you can go into any of these restaurants, but you have to pay to use their washrooms. But if you wanted to use a washroom around here, I'd go to the intersection 2 or 3 blocks up. Actually, I think it's 1 block up. And you'll hit Robson and Granville, and then there's the Pacific Center Mall. And you can go into the Pacific Center Mall and into the food court, and there's lots of bathrooms in there. So that's what I used actually today before I started the stream. Yeah. Nah, I can't skip plans. You're right, Dutch Kevin. Basta was saying, is there any nightlife in Vancouver, like places to go? Yeah, like this strip right here. If you're on this strip, I passed a whole bunch of bars with a few people in them right now. But if you come here on a Friday or Saturday night, nightlife scene on this street right here is pretty busy. And it's pretty busy during the weekdays too. Like here's the famous Commodore Ballroom right here. And that is where a lot of concerts are held. So you can come on down here. This area is considered, I just wanted to show this comic shop because this comic shop's epic. Like, look at that. Old school comic shop. And they got great deals. This is considered Vancouver's entertainment district. So yeah. I passed a bunch of bars at the start. So you gotta go back the other way. But yeah, come on down here. Oh yeah, it's an old school comic shop. I was really impressed to see that because those things are closing down in Toronto, where I'm originally from, so. Oh, my bae just ordered some food, so pretty happy about that. You donated some coffee money, Dutch Shavin. Awesome, I probably didn't see it. Oh! And you use the emoji that is described as Pearl character exaggeratedly stretching his arms forward to offer a cup of coffee. I've seen that one before. That one's a cool one. Well, thank you for the €4. Again, like this place right now, we'll get a little bit of a slower crowd, Fasto, but this is one of the bars that people would come. Hey, nice to see you. You're live. We got a bunch of people here watching you. You're welcome. No, Nordstrom's not closing down. Nordstrom is closed down. It's just the signs left. Like the few of the signs are left. The store's completely empty though. one of our local buskers. I think I got some change. Yeah, I got a loony. Here you go, man. Just gave him a loony. He's working hard. Yeah, Norton's gone. But thanks for the €4. It's appreciated. Oh yeah, he is rocking it. Once in a while on a Vancouver street, you'll see a very popular artist just all of a sudden pop up, just busking. And like Canadians just treat it as normal. They're like, oh, okay, well, there's that great artist over there busking. That's cool. And then they go on with their day. It's crazy. Would be, Fasta's saying, would be nice to see the space turned into affordable housing, but that's not going to happen. Well, they're starting to actually build affordable housing in and around the downtown and over into some of the nicer areas too. They're going to turn an old retirement home over by South Granville into affordable housing for people really in need, like homeless people. So it's good to see that. But and they're also closing down some temporary sites, so it's a sticky issue. It's a sticky issue in Toronto and Montreal, everywhere except for Regina. Regina's been able to figure out how to house homeless people. So yeah, such is life. Yeah, there are some housing projects on the way, and so it's good. Oh yeah, and there's one specifically targeting the Indigenous community. So, but the Indigenous communities over here also are fairly wealthy because they never ceded their land. So they've actually started building housing projects for regular people like me who just want to buy a house and stuff like that. So on their land, and you just pay a yearly annual fee also to the community because you're living on their land. You can see some of those projects all the way over in the UBC area right now. So it's pretty cool. And down in the Marple area as well. Building a whole community down there with towers and stuff like that. And people are moving down there and living down there and enjoying it. And, you know, and saying their tenants are awesome. So, and saying their landlords are awesome, which would of course be the local Indigenous community. I believe that would be the Marple First Nations. I might get that slightly wrong, but they're a great community. Yeah, Regina and Saskatchewan's a really nice town. Is there another shopping center in downtown other than the Pacific Center? Yes, there are. There's smaller shopping centers in and around. There's the Bentall Center. There's the Royal Center. There's the Sinclair Center. And there's the Waterfront Center. But those are all smaller malls. Like, you got to think, like, this is a CF mall, just like you would see here, Pacific Center. Just like you would see at the Eaton Center in downtown Toronto, or the Carrefour Laval, of course in Laval, or the CF Richmond Center. Not your regular standard Canadian mall, because Cadillac Fairview, CF, is the standard shopping mall builder here in Canada. And I believe they own the West Edmonton Mall too, so yeah. And then in Vancouver, a mall is really, besides these mega malls, a mall is really considered just a small little area with a few shops, mainly local services, and a stellar food court because it's got that Pan-Asian influence over here. And sometimes you'll find some of the best food in the food courts instead of actually at some big hoity-toity restaurant. So, I hope that helps answer your question, Fasto. As Kevin says, watching other people is even better on live streams. Sometimes the interactions make it great. Yeah, it's cool. I do love interacting, so. And this is a great area. Like if you're a walktuber, Vancouver is like one of the better areas to stream in. Does Kevin saying, as a Dutch person, I have to find the spots with the best prices. Yeah, you will. When you come over here, you will, and I'm sure you know where the best prices are in your hometown, so, you know, that's cool. You figure it out, and the longer you stay, where you can go, what you can do, and you find it out from locals. I can point out a few things, but like I don't know what you folks are looking for unless of course you ask. So I'll point out what I can. Oh, you guys enjoy finding good deals. Oh yeah, that's cool. Well, right around here, there isn't necessarily a lot of super good deals because, of course, we're passing my Moores and SFU. Those things are expensive. Oh, Greystone. Isn't that vodka? Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Oh, this is the school festa that you might be going to, eh? SFU. Well, this is the Sigel Graduate School branch of SFU. And then the main branch is all the way over in Burnaby. But that's like a really nice place to go to. So if you get to go there, you've made the right choice. If you want to do university. Judge Kevin says, I still have to get used to the word drugs on store sides. Drugs is a totally different meaning over in Europe. Like hard drugs. Yeah. It's just a drugstore. That's where they sell their Tylenol, which is your acetaminophen and stuff like that. Like there's a Rexall drugstore right over there. So that's what it means. But yeah, and there's all sorts of differences. Even between Vancouver and Toronto, or Vancouver and Newfoundland, Labrador, all that kind of stuff. Different neighborhoods, different things. I'll keep walking here on Granville Street. We're gonna get down to Waterfront Street pretty soon. And then we're gonna loop back over to Yaletown. Passing one of the local Trees coffee shops. They specialize in cheesecake and organic coffee. Whatever that means. Newfoundland is so hard to pronounce, Dutch Kevin still messes it up. Well, I'm still trying to figure out if Bryleton is Bryleton Street or Broughton Street or Broughton Street or whatever, because I've heard 3 different pronunciations of it, maybe 4, I can't remember. So I'm with you on new words and new names. So we're at the intersection of West Hastings and Granville, and here's the R5 Hastings Street bus right there, and that just came from the East Hastings neighborhood. After the Main Street stop, I believe there's a Abbott Street stop, and then they gotta take that stop right there next. So we'd be down over at Waterfront Station here. I'm gonna go and take the next SkyTrain car for you folks. You can come along on the SkyTrain. Yeah, there's buses everywhere. We're at Waterfront Station now. I'm gonna hop on a SkyTrain and head on over to Vancouver City Centre Station and then go down Robson Street for you folks. So this would be the intersection of West Cordova and Granville Street. And over there's a food court with a food court and shops, and that would be the Waterfront Center shopping mall. So there's stuff around. So all the buses over here are outside of the station on the street. So that's where the bus bays are here in Vancouver. Don't be looking for them in the station. We have them outside of the station. Yeah, this is Waterfront Station we're at, and it's connected to Waterfront Sea Bus Terminal. Dutch Kevin's just asking about that, so that's where it is. That would be Bus Bay 1 right there, right on the street. So if you want the bus bays, you gotta come right out onto the street. And you just wait for your bus, and that's why there's a bunch of buses around here. If you continue straight, you would over to the Steamworks Brewery. That's Gastown. I'm not going to go down there today, but I have done that in previous streams. I got a loonie for this guy too. He's rocking it. So cool. So cool. I love our buskers. They're great. Pastor's saying, why do people honk so much? I don't know. I'm not a driver and I don't really hear it anymore, but if you hear it, I believe you're hearing it. Also, a lot of people are over here in Vancouver are Asian, to be honest with you. And this is the same climate over here, so if they want to immigrate over to Canada, a lot of them immigrate over here. So, and they have those habits. Like my bae was like, I used to honk my horn all the time, just like everyone else. So, that's probably one of the reasons why. I'm sure there's more. So. It's a honky tonk day in Vancouver, Dutch Kevin says. It's actually good. So I just signed in. You got to sign in with one of these, a Compass card, and you can actually buy them at any of the machines at any of the stations. And that would be for the SkyTrain. And I'm technically underground now, so under here you can see that cell phone signal does work. Okay, unlike Toronto, we can use our cell phones down here underground. Not quite sure why that deal wasn't straightened out in Toronto a long time ago, but it's nice to be able to use it over here. So I'm just gonna go one station, folks, and head on over, and then I'm gonna go down and come out of Vancouver City Centre Station, back at the intersection of Granville and West Georgia, and then I'm going to walk over to Robson Street and walk down Robson Street for you, and then over to from there to Yaletown. Okay? Are these stations 24/7? No, but that's an excellent question to ask. There's night buses that are available, but the stations are open fairly late. Because the night buses only really start around 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. So this would be the back of the station right here. We'll get a rear window view today. Dutch Kevin's asking if I can do a YVR trip someday. I was actually thinking about doing that today, so yeah, that's definitely something on the list I can do. And they don't have a problem with cameras in the airport, because there's cameras there all the time, families saying bye, news crews in there, all that type of stuff. So they actually allow cameras in there. So yeah, at some point in time. Pastor's saying at least you guys have a kind of nice public transport, unlike most of the US. I don't know about the US, so I'm not going to comment on it, but I'll trust your judgment there, Fasto.
The next station is Vancouver City Centre.
Not everyone can have nice infrastructure. In the United States, it's a whole lot older than Canada, of course, so its infrastructure is going to be much older and probably due for a renewal in some areas. We have a great public transport system in the Netherlands. Well, yeah, you do. I've seen RM Transit cover Netherlands trains and stuff like that. He's from Toronto. He's showing how the Netherlands has a great network, so very cool. We're over here at YVR station now. Just letting this person go through first. They got a giant fat bike. They're trying to figure out where to put it. I think they're gonna wait for the YVR train. Yeah, cool. I'm just gonna walk up this, folks. I just wanted to show you that we can use our cameras in the underground. Always something good to point out. It's a big Canadian issue right now, especially because Toronto doesn't have it. So I'm tapping out with my Compass card. And the Compass card works just like a Presco card does for those people in Toronto. And I think you got other cards in other cities as well. So similar things. I don't have any more change. So many buskers. He's amazing too. So if you see him, give him money. He lives over at my neck of the woods in UBC. Rode the bus with him one time. Nice guy. It's so cool.
6-minute queue up here.
Canadian folklore music? No, he's a Ukrainian, to be honest with you, Dutch Kevin. And he's over here, and he'll play anything on that instrument. He was playing Metallica a few days ago. I thought that was very cool. So, but if you want to check out some Canadian folklore music, you can check out, of course, the Deep Dark Woods. They're one of my favorite bands. They're pretty cool. Sherman Downey, Joel Plaskett, that type of stuff. That's pretty cool. The Rural Alberta Advantage. There's more. I could just go on and on and on. Yukon Blonde's actually playing at one of the shows, one of the festivals over here in the near future. I believe the 4th Street Festival that's going to happen on West 4th Street Festival that's going to happen on July 7th and 8th, or whenever that weekend is. Yukon Blonde's a big Canadian act, so I think they're from here in British Columbia, but you can fact check that if you're interested and tell me if I made a mistake. Pastor's saying really clean streets. Do they clean during the night or really early in the morning? They clean during the night, they clean in the morning, and the homeless people also help clean up the streets. And that's one of the ways that they get left alone. So sometimes they'll clean up the streets in front of certain businesses and they'll get some free food and stuff like that, or a little bit of change. So It's nice to see people supporting other people when they're hard up. Here is the intersection of Robson and Granville, so I am going to go down Robson like I said. Okay. It's like Switzerland over there, eh? Also, Switzerland's pretty clean too, eh? Yeah, they still those chewing gum spots all over the street that turn dark black. But yeah, it's pretty clean over here, to be honest with you. One thing I would say, if you are walking around with sandals, just keep your eye out on the ground, because occasionally, you know, a drug user might drop a needle. They don't mean to. Like, they don't want to cause anybody harm or get them hooked up in their addiction, but once in a while people make mistakes, so just keep an eye out for that. Okay. So we're on Robson Street right now. We're passing City Cannabis Co., one of the local cannabis shops.
One of my buddies.
You wanted to see what a cannabis shop looks like. There you can see, that's one of the local cannabis shops. That would be City Cannabis. And here's one of our hamburger spots. This is Five Guys. Looks like they got a pork cheddar sandwich too. This one's very popular. But there's other good burger places too, so I definitely say also try out Fat Burger. That's the local West Coast brand. Or passing an eyesore was making that quote. That's funny. That's funny. I'm gonna cross the street here and show you guys actually I'll show you on this side of the street, but yeah. This will be the intersection of Seymour and Robson. Actually, we'll cross the street. Oh wow, Seymour is so busy. So busy. Very cool. I'm torn. I think I'm gonna go down Seymour, guys. Nah, it's starting to thin out. I got overexcited. We'll keep going down Robson. Even damn drops confirm that Fat Burger has a good reputation. Well, yeah. If you are into halal food, and you don't have to be a strict halal eater to eat here, but the halal guys from New York City is coming here to Vancouver too. It's been a few months and they started setting up the shop, but sometimes it takes a while to get people over here to check off all the dots and T's. A lot of regulations they gotta jump through first, so probably by the fall they'll be open. Fingers crossed. I'll knock on wood, which is me knocking on my head. Sometimes you see more than you think. Well, yeah, when you're filming like this, yeah, absolutely. Or I catch more than I see. So this would be Jabba Dog right here. Just to show you, there's the sign right there. Whenever you check out where you should go and check out, hey, John Burke, nice to see you too. We're over at Jabba Dog on Robson Street. Yeah. And Dutch Kevin says, hey. Jabba Dog is just awesome. Oh, look, they got ones coming soon. Oh, they got a Japanese BOT, a Wagyu something or other. Oh, that's cool. A chicken tempura and a teriyaki tartare. I gotta try that out sometime. Oh yeah, there's hot dogs with seaweed on it there. But like Falafel King over here, there's another Falafel King over on Denman Street. They're awesome too, so. It's good to keep an eye out. But yeah, whenever you watch, what should you do in Vancouver? And you're a tourist coming here, Jabba Dog always pops up on the YouTube, so just wanted to point that out to you folks. We're at the intersection of Richard Street and Robson Street. If you headed in that direction, about 10 minutes later, you'd be at the harbor front and you could see a really epic mountain view. So if you're looking for the mountains, that would be the direction to head. The mountains are north in Vancouver, and if you're in North Vancouver or West Vancouver, you're in the mountains. So it's cool. Fasto says renting downtown for a business must be really expensive. It is and it isn't. Like, if you plan for a business here in Vancouver, you probably can't afford it. So that's a good point to consider. But you know, when they set up that Japa Dog, because Japa Dog started as a food cart, they did all of those calculations. That business runs like clockwork. It's amazing. Maybe visit store. Yeah, so and rent over here isn't any more than it would be in Toronto. So so if you can live in Toronto and you can afford Toronto and you can come and you can find work here in Vancouver, okay, then you're fine. If you can find equivalent work over here, good to go. Or even if you're a remote worker, just make sure that your taxes are switched to the BC. If that happens, we got a friend, a new friend of ours who lives above us, and she's a remote worker, and I just asked her, did you change your taxes? And she's like, oh no, not yet. I was like, oh, you got a month? She's like, oh yeah, okay, cool. So this would be the library that you see right over here. You see this library in a whole bunch of science fiction movies and stuff like that. So just because the movie scene loves it. So yeah, I think that donut place in Granville PM, those owners are incredibly rich now. Yeah, like that Japa Dog's open super late, and yeah, they're making money, and anyone else who's got a restaurant's making mint too, you know? Oh man, I gotta wait for the light now. That's me, folks, sorry. Anyways, here's the intersection of Homer and Robson Street. Yeah, I actually am near Cambie Street right now, Dutch Kevin. Dutch Kevin's asking if I'm over by Cambie Street. Yeah, Cambie comes on over here. You're pretty close. So I'm also pretty close to Stadium Chinatown Station and Chinatown as well. But this would still be considered the downtown. Not the downtown east side, the downtown. And not all of the downtown east side is bad. It's just a 4-block strip on East Hastings, right by Gastown. That would be the bad strip. And even there, the people are just trying to survive. So, you know, it is what it is. I'll keep walking here, and then we're gonna walk down Hamilton Street. Yeah, BC Place, or the Rogers Arena, as I believe it's called, when the Canucks are playing. It's just down the street here. You can see the BC Lions, which is our American football team. Just distinguishing that, because we do have a lot of European fans who, when they hear the word football, they think soccer, and this would be American football. We have a soccer team here as well, which would be regular football. Okay, that would be the Whitecaps. Basto says, do people actually rent around that area? Yeah, people do. There's houses and condos all around us. People rent around this area all the time. They want to live close to the retail area. And they want to live close to the financial district, most likely because they work there. And if they're working down here, they probably can't afford to live down here. It's anywhere from $2,200 on the cheap side to $3,000 to $4,000, depending on what you want for rent down here. One bedroom will go around 24 to 26, but they're bigger than Toronto. Like, the square footage is a lot larger. Okay. So I want to go down the street that I just crossed, which is Hamilton Street. But I just wanted to point out for Dutch Kevin over there, yeah, you are seeing Whitecaps regular soccer or regular football team. But also that's where the Blue Hotel is, just one more block down on Cambie Street. So just pointing that out for you. Paso saying minimum age, you can't afford to rent there. Minimum wage. Oh, minimum wage, yeah. Minimum wage? No, you probably can't afford to rent here. But there are places still very, very close to the SkyTrain where you could afford to rent. You'd probably have to go down to either South Vancouver or over to down south on the Kingsway over by the Burnaby border. And you could find some good deals there too. Or if you live near the university, both SFU and UBC have some great student housing deals there. So, yeah. That's Kevin saying I have a 3-bedroom house, own driveway and so on for 530 euros per month rent. Yeah, that's a really good price. But I've seen pictures from your neighborhood and you sent me, and yeah. That looks like a nice small town, so that's good. Yeah, the prices here are overpriced, as any economist would tell you, so they probably should be around what Dutch Kevin's saying. He's quoting in euros though, so you gotta do the calculations for the Canadian exchange. Okay? But yeah, you could find rent like that if you went to one of the smaller cities, but probably not here in Vancouver or the Lower Mainland, just because it's the nicest temperate region in Canada. So we're walking along Hamilton Street here, folks. Yeah, Basto is saying to Kevin, that's a nice deal you got. Yeah. Yes, I can show you. I will contact you. Can't share here. No, don't share here. Don't share here. Keep it private. That's cool. Yeah, that is a nice deal. So we're at the intersection of Hamilton and Smythe Street, and you can see right here on the sign, it'll turn in the mainland once we cross the channel. Yeah, you can put it on my Insta. You're on the direct chat there, Dutch Kevin, so you can send photos over there. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I would say it's out of control, but like if you got good credit and you know, a full-time job, you can make it here in the city and save money. So, and that's what I have. So that's just something you got to look for, and not everyone can get that, and I'm aware of that. So if you can't afford to live here, well, at least you get to come along right now. Amsterdam is the same story as Vancouver. Oh yeah, so once you get into the bigger cities, it gets a little more expensive, yeah. But you can live on the SkyTrain and get slightly cheaper rent, like in Coquitlam or Burnaby. Surrey would be, well, some people say Surrey's the cheapest, but then when you get over to Surrey, you realize that's just another large city. So prices start going back up. So yeah, it's tricky. So we're walking on Mainland Street here, and we're gonna walk right into Yaletown. I'm gonna dip on over to the other side of the street in a minute or two, just so I can get the shady side. Been working all day outside in the sun today. Started when it was dark, and we just had to deal with a lot of heavy stuff that needed to move today, and they called me in. They're just like, can you help move heavy stuff? I'm like, yeah, I'll come on in, move heavy stuff. So I put on my steel toes and went to the office, which is a facility. Can't tell you more than that. So Fast is saying people have used all the land to build mansions. Here in Vancouver, people have, you can find some pretty big mansions, but like compared to the bridle path, that's not very big. A lot of the expensive houses over here are just single family dwellings that people have passed down through their families, and they've just accumulated A lot of money, partly because of inflation and partly because of the fact that there's not a lot of land here in Vancouver. Like, there's ocean and the mountains around us. So yeah, there's not a lot of land. Like, Toronto can keep spreading out in Ontario because it's got sprawl. Anyways, this is the intersection of Mainland and Nelson, and we'll cross here. Josh Kevin says Netherlands is great for expats, especially Americans. Not sure about Canada, but a very easy permit for living here. Yeah, I have a few Canadian friends actually living over there, and they would say something very similar to what you said. If you have funds or you're being an entrepreneur, immigration can be done in a month. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, but that's like Amsterdam's smart about that. It's like, you're gonna set up business here, pay tax and all that stuff? Yeah, you can come here. That's very cool. Very, very cool. So we're in Yaletown right now, walking along Mainland Street here. You can see some of the restaurants over here. And this would be considered one of the more hoity-toity areas, but really it's just a tourist area with some nice restaurants. It's just where you'd want to bring a date once in a while, stuff like that. I'll keep walking here along Mainland Street. There's a raised part, and then it's above the parking, and then there's a smaller sidewalk on the other side of the street. So over here's one of the local cigar shops, and you can just sit out here time. If you're a cigar fan, you can go in there and you can just sit outside and smoke your cigars. People do it all the time. Josh Kevin says the borders in Europe are practically non-existent. Yeah, I've heard that, but I haven't been over there yet, so I haven't experienced it. But thanks for letting us know. That's pretty cool that you can travel all these different countries. You know? So I would definitely use that. So just passing local earls over here. Lots of people starting to fill out the balconies. We're approaching Helmeken Street. You can call it Helmeken or Helmeken. It's just saying it faster. Canada has 40 million people now. Yeah, it does. That was announced in the news. So this would be the Helmeken Street patio. It's Pride Month right now, so that's why we got all the rainbows and it says Pride right there. Yeah, so such is life. Dutch Kevin can go in his car and drive to Italy without any delay. Yeah. And I could get an Uber and go back home without any delay if I wanted to. But that's very cool. You got the entire Europe at your fingertips. Very cool, Dutch Kevin. So this would be the Yaletown Brewing Company. You can see they got a bar inside, bar outside, and another patio right over here. I like coming over here and having their flights. Let's see what they got right now. They're pouring a raspberry beret and a wheat ale. And they're both around 4.8 ABV alcohol, so not very strong. Something nice to have on a hot day. Alright, we'll even out the camera. So, very cool. Does Kevin saying Uber is illegal here in the Netherlands? Well, it's legal over here because we take it all the time. So it doesn't hurt to have the Uber app on your phone and the Lyft app on your phone, and choose the one that has the better deal. Taxi cabs are pretty good over here too, but
So there's all those different options for you.
We just like Uber because we can call it on our phone using an app and track it. You can't track the taxi cabs in the same way. So. Oh, it must be Jazz Week. So these guys are going to be playing in a little bit for Jazz Week. You can see them getting set up here. Okay. And then you can see just a whole bunch of people over here right now just chilling out, waiting for them to get started. There's a sign over here. I'll show it to you. So if you're coming down to Yaletown for the next 2 weeks, it's good to come on down and check it out. Here's one of the signs right here so you can see. It looks like it might be the Hot Django Jazz Band, so very cool. There we go. And we've done our loop, so we're back here at Yaletown Roundhouse Station. And you guys are more than welcome to come with me through the Yaletown bus on over to the next station. Okay, over on the west side, but after that I'm going to close the stream down. So just giving you a heads up. So I'm probably got another 10-15 minutes streaming. Okay, but I will continue to stream for those 10 to 15 minutes. So this is Yaletown Station over here. And this station will get really, really, really busy on the weekends. So if you're coming down for a meal or something like that, it doesn't hurt to call ahead and get a reservation if you can, especially on the weekends, because there's a serious culture out here where people really enjoy their weekends. If you don't want to wait, you can always go over to a place like Commercial Drive, and it's first come, first serve in some of the bars over there, like the Dime. Okay? And you can find restaurants over here where it's first come, first serve too, but if you're in Yaletown, it's definitely a reservation first community. Thanks, Dutch Kevin. Just making sure I don't bump into anyone. Walking down the stairs. They're a little steep. So this is one of the deepest stations on the route.
The next train to arrive on the inbound platform is the water.
Here comes the waterfront bus right now, or SkyTrain right now. So I'll show you. There it comes right in here. Cool, eh? We can catch the crowds coming out while we wait. Just gotta wait a minute for our train to come. Just be a little fly on the wall right now. You folks can people watch. Yeah, there's 5G over here in Canada now. It just started a couple weeks ago, so you can get 5G here. I'm on a 4G plan right now, but Rogers just bought Shaw, so there's been a merger and acquisition there. And Rogers is, once they figure out the acquisitions always take a bunch of planning and several months of work to make sure all the new users from the other company are online, all their agreements are respected. But Rogers says they're going to offer a pretty good 5G deal for us old Shaw customers. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to offer. Hopefully they'll offer a little more data. If that's the case, I might switch over to that. Otherwise, I might switch over to TELUS or another company that's offering pretty good plans as well. So I'm looking all around right now, but my Shaw deal was pretty good at the time. when I bought it on Black Friday. So, oh my goodness gracious, it is packed here. This will be interesting. I'll go down here where there's a little more space. Excuse me. Thank you. Just gonna wait until it closes. Oh, you got in last minute. Yeah, this is pretty packed. You'll be able to see through the reflection. Give it a minute. There you are. That's how packed it is here.
This train is for Richmond Brighouse.
Yeah. You would skip this one? Well, the next one's just going to be exactly the same thing. So you either get on one or you wait for the same. I'll climb out when we get on over to the next station. So don't worry, we're not going to stay underground or the stream's a little weaker.
Olympic Village.
Here. Camera is tilted slightly right now. I'll recalibrate in a minute, folks, after we get off of the train. Yeah, the connection was stable, eh? Well, that's good. That's some good information. Thanks, Dutch Kevin. Yeah, but it's standing room only. You're absolutely right. Okay, folks, I'm gonna climb out of here and then end the stream outside. Okay? You can come with me for another 2 minutes if you want. For anyone who is watching, if you do want to support the channel, you can support the channel by sending me a super chat while we're live, or a super thanks when we're recording, or you can also, of course, send me a donation through Interact to my email address, and that'll go right into a nice protected account. Okay, so I'm gonna tap out right here. Anyways, folks, thanks for coming along, and just remember to share, like, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later, folks, okay? Have a good day to you folks as well. Thanks for coming along. Anyways, we're over here on West 2nd Ave, and there's the Cambry Bridge. So I'm going to stop the stream now. So I'm hitting the stop button. And I'm going to hit the checkbox that says, do you wish to stop broadcasting? Stop. There we go. Oh, Nelly doesn't want to stop. Oh, technology. You guys can drop off. Talk to you later. I might have to totally turn this off and everything.